Welcome back. Today we will be dealing with a new module, descriptive statistics. We are coming towards the end of our subject. This is the last module. And previously we have learned various basic numerical methods, and all those methods will be using in different scenarios in business while dealing with different problems. Just like that, in every business, various problems relating to the business are solved using various mathematical methods, and one of the most important methods that are using in business are descriptive statistics. In simple terms, it is known as statistics, and we have learned the statistics in the smaller classes, and we will be dealing in detail what are the various tools or statistical tools and methodology that are used in business for solving various problems. So let us discuss in detail the various tools that comes under descriptive statistics. Measures of central tendency, otherwise known as averages. And I hope you all guys may be familiar with the term averages or measures of central tendency, because you guys have learned this area in the smaller classes. And we all know what is meant by measures of central tendency or average. An average is a single significant figure which sums up the characteristics of a group of figures. It conveys a general idea of the whole group. It is generally located at the center or the middle of the distribution. You might not get the point of the explanation. Actually, why we need statistics is, in business we might be dealing with a numerous amount of facts and figures. So a grouping or proper condensation of data is necessary in analysis, mainly in business analysis. And for that analysis purpose, we will be using various tools of statistics. The main reason is that in business we have to deal with large number of figures, large number of facts, figures that not only confusing but also difficult to analyze. Therefore, every business need a proper order to reduce the complexity of data and to make them comparable as well as helps in analysis. It is necessary that various phenomena which are being compared are reduced to a single figure. Because if I am a businessman, I have been conducting business for 50 years, how I am going to analyze my performance? It's simple. On the basis of profit during the last 50 years, you can measure the performance. By simple analysis of all these data, that is data relating to 50 years, it is a tiresome work. In that case, we will be using the various tools of statistics. Statistics helps in providing the information in a very simple and understandable way. So, such measures is or averages or measures of central tendency are the area which we are going to study. So, measures of central tendency is a typical value of the entire group of data. It is actually a representation of a group of data. It describes the characteristics of the entire mass of data. And it means it will explain or give a correct picture or a general picture of an entire details or entire data or entire figures. As I have mentioned earlier, just like the profitability of my concern for the last 50 years. If I am using statistics, it will give a precise view of the activities for the last 50 years instead of remembering all the profit for the last 50 years. So that is the concept of central tendency or averages. There are different tools for measuring central tendency. They are arithmetic mean, median, mode, geometric mean and harmonic mean. These are the tools which we will be dealing in detail under this area or measures of central tendency. And why there is a need for studying these subjects in our syllabus? Because as I have told earlier, these averages or tools or techniques are essential for quick understanding of complex data. In the business, every day we have to face various complex issues. For analyzing various complex problems, we need such information or for such tools. It helps in comparison. In every business, we need or we conduct comparison. Only through comparison, we can understand the position of our business. A mere running of business doesn't mean that the organization is running at a profit or a loss. By mere analysis of financial statement, you can see that the business is earning profit, but it is not the actual measure. By comparing the profits of the various years only, you can understand that the business profitability is increasing. So comparison, and these tools helps in comparisons. It helps in decision making. Through comparison, it will give information. On the basis of such information, it helps in decision making. So, all the details in the business can be compared in a mathematical way. Only through such analysis, we get a precise view regarding the performance of our concept. So, that is why we are using these areas in our subject. So, first of all, let us begin with first one. This is the most important and the most common and most widely accepted method, arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean is otherwise known as mean. It is a mathematical average. It is a method of representing whole data by one figure. It is a simple measure and most widely used. Because of its simplicity and easy to compute, it is globally accepted method. We all know what is meant by arithmetic mean. If you are having a number of figures and in order to represent all those figures, there is a representative value and that value can be computed using arithmetic mean. For example, if you are given 50 values, instead of remembering all those 50 values, if you are given a symbol or a single value which represents all those 50 values, then that will be easy part. That is known as arithmetic mean. It is the most common type and widely used measure of central tendency. Arithmetic average of series in the figure obtained by dividing the total value of the various items by their number. That is the method for finding arithmetic mean, and we all know how to find arithmetic mean. There are three different cases that comes under arithmetic mean. First one, individual series. In individual series, there will be some values may be given. On the basis of that values only, you need to find the average. We will discuss in detail that part. Second is discrete series, and third is continuous series. And I hope you all guys have heard about individual series, discrete series, continuous series. First one, let us discuss in detail what is meant by individual series. As the name suggests, there is only one series related to a particular subject will be given. For example, if x1, x2 and corresponding values are given, the n individual values, then the arithmetic mean of them can be found using the equation arithmetic mean equal sigma x. X represents all those numbers that are given to you, and it may be 10 numbers, 20 numbers or 50 numbers, and sigma x means you need to take the total of all those numbers. Once you have found the total, you need to divide that total value with n. N means number of items. If you are given 50 items, the n will be 50. If you are given 100 items, the n will be 100. That is the formula for finding arithmetic mean. This is the most common and simple method for computing arithmetic mean. Sometimes it is otherwise known as direct method for computing arithmetic mean. Here sigma x means sum of all items in the series. And in the series means you might be given a group of values or numbers, and that numbers is known as x. If you take the sum of all those numbers given to you, it is known as sigma x. Here see an inverted years sign. It is known as sigma. This one is known as sigma. Sigma x means sum of all the items in the series. And n represents number of items. And we have discussed that part, and we will be discussing in detail during the problem area. Second one, mean in case of a discrete series. As the name suggests, in such situations, in such situations, you might be given some numerical values relating to a subject along with some additional information in the form of frequency. In a discrete series, when the data are in discrete frequency distribution form means along with the x means the number of items or the various numerical values that are stated as x. Along with x, you will be given frequency. Frequency means number of times that particular item has been repeated. That is, item means x. That is known as f. F means frequency. Sometimes you may be given x as well as f. F means number of times certain subject has been repeated. We will be discussing that part. You need not have to worry about that theoretical aspect. The equation is arithmetic mean equal to sigma fx by n. Remember, here it was sigma x by n. Here it is sigma fx by n. Here sigma fx means in discrete series, it is quite easy to identify an individual series and a discrete series. In discrete series, you will be given two set of items. One is represented as x. X means the size, anything relating to a subject. The x might be age of some students, mark of students, population of students, anything like that. So x represents anything related to a subject. And f, why we are dealing with f? Sometimes the subject which we are dealing with, it has some properties regarding the repetition of its occurrence. Some items may be occurring more than once. So it is represented as frequency. So you will be given two set of items, x as well as f. So how you are going to find the arithmetic mean? It's quite simple. You need to multiply you need to take the product of x and x. Once you find the product of f and x, you need to take the total of all the product. Sometimes there might be 10 items. So you need to take the product of each individual 10 items. That is x into f for each 10 items. Once you find the product, you need to take the sum. That is known as sum of product of f and x. And remember, in discrete series, the numerator is capital N. N represents total of frequency, that is sigma f. While dealing with the problem area, you will understand the concept. So sigma f. And finally, mean in case of a continuous series, as the term suggests, continuous series is a situation where you might be dealing with a data which is in class form. Class form means the data is in the range form, that is 0 to 10, 10 to 20 likewise. So in a continuous frequency distribution, value of each individual frequency distribution is unknown because it may be given in a class like 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40 likewise. Unlike individual values that was given in the discrete as well as individual series. So, in continuous frequency distribution, the value of each individual frequency distribution is unknown because it is given in class. So, we are not able to pinpoint the exact value. So, we will assume that we might take a bit value of the class given. Therefore, an assumption is made to make them precise, or on the assumption that the frequency of the class interval is concentrated at the center, that the midpoint of each class interval has to be found out. That is why we will be taking mid value of each class. For example, the class is given 0 to 10. The mid value of 0 to 10 will be 5. That value is considered as the x. For example, 10 to 20, the mid value is 15. 20 to 30, the mid value is 25. Likewise, the mid value has to be considered because it is based on the assumption that frequency will be always concentrated in the middle of a class. That is why we are taking the mid value. You might be confused that you might have a confusion that, or you might need a clarification that why we are taking the mid value. For example, in the class there is 20 to 30. Why can't we take 20 or 30? Instead of that, we are taking 25. The rule is that always frequency concentrate in the middle. That is why we are taking the mid value. So in a continuous series, the x will be given in a class, as I have mentioned earlier. So the equation for computing the mean in case of a continuous series is similar to the equation of discrete series. It is almost similar. In the computation part, you need to find the mid-x. We will be discussing that part in the computation or the problem area. Then you will get the clear picture regarding the mean in case of a continuous series. So remember the equation regarding the various cases. Understand each series. So let us discuss about some of the cases that has to be computed on the basis of the various series which we have discussed. See the first one. Following is the monthly income of 8 families in a locality. And you are given some of the values regarding the details of 8 families is given. Income of 8 families 700, 100, 500, 750, 130, 250, 80 and 422. These are the income of a family. 8 families given. You are asked to find the mean of their income. So from the initial analysis you can see that there is only one set of details, so it will be related to a continuous series. So let us deal with the case. So the equation is sigma x by n, as we have discussed earlier. Sigma x means x is relating to the, here the x means the income of the family. So sigma x means you need to take the total of all these values. So 700 plus 100 plus 500 plus 750 plus 130 plus 250 plus 80 and finally 422 divided by n. N means number of items. Here it is at that 8 families. So if you take the total divided by 8, you will get the average income of that particular family. It's quite simple and easy to find. Let's try some other examples. Next one. Find the mean of the following data. Serial number is given 1 to 10, followed by marks is given 25, 32, 18, 20. Likewise. So here the marks is given and it is given in the numbers 1 to 10. So how you are going to deal with whether it is in individual series or a discrete series. That is the main issue while you have to deal with such questions during the examination. Because in the theory it was said that only one set of details are given, it means individual series. Just the case which we have discussed now. See, there are two sets of details. Then whether it is an individual series or a discrete series. Remember, in discrete series there will be two sets of items, x and f. X represents anything related to a subject. Here it is related to marks. And F represents the frequency. Frequency means number of times that particular subject is repeated. Here the serial number is given. Serial number means just like your roll number 1 to 10. If there is any repeating in that number 1 to 10, it is just for an understanding for arranging certain items only we are using serial number. So again, it is an individual series. That is a concept that has to be remembered in your mind, how to identify an individual and a discrete series. So here there are two set of items. It doesn't mean that it is a discrete series. Here one is serial number. Serial number can't be considered as an X or an F. So it is an individual series. Just like the equation which we have done earlier, the same pattern and equation is followed here. Just go through that equation and try to find the answer. Here the answer is already found. Just go through it. Next one. I am going in quite quickly because this is a very easy part and most of the guys have learned this part previously in the smaller classes. Okay, next one. The following data are related to a distance traveled by 520 villagers to buy their weekly requirements. Okay, let's see the details given. The miles traveled by the villagers, number of villagers. See, if you go through the question, you can see that number of villagers, details of the number of villagers is given, and the number of distance traveled by those villagers is given. So whether it is an individual series or a discrete series, that is the main issue regarding computation of averages. The method and computations all are easy. The issue is that which method has to be followed. See, here it is said that 38 villagers, that is 38 persons, has traveled 2 miles. Or we can say like this: 4 miles was traveled by 104 villagers. That is 4 miles. 4 miles was traveled by 104 villagers. 104 villagers has traveled 4 miles. So here that event means 4 miles was traveled by 104 persons. That is the concept. So it is not an individual series, it is a discrete series, and we can represent these two values in a table like this. See, x is represented by the miles travel, and how we are going to find x and f, because in the question it is said miles travel and number of villages. How we are going to find x? X is always the subject or the event that is represented in the question. Here it is said that the distance traveled by the villagers. So here miles traveled is the subject. So it is considered as the x. And there is another method for finding out x and f. Here it is said that, for example, 8. 8 miles, it is same. That distance doesn't change. But 8 miles was traveled by 78 persons. 78 persons repeated that activity. So here this number of villages is represented by the frequency of that event. This is how you need to identify x and f. So let us transfer those details in the table, because we need to prepare tables. From discrete series onwards, you need to prepare tables. So first of all, write down x. X is written as 2, 4, 6, 8 till 20. That is written. Next is f. F is written as the distance traveled by number of villagers who have traveled those distances. That is noted down. And see, here I have taken the total of f. We all know why we have taken the total of f. That we will discuss that part now. And the equation for finding the mean in case of discrete series is sigma fx by n. So sigma fx means total of fx. So you need to find fx. That's why here there is one third column, fx. Fx means f into x or x into f. 2 into 38, 76. 4 into 104, 416. 6 into 140. Likewise, you need to take the product of each individual item. Once you have taken the total or a product of all these values, you need to take the total. Then only you will get sigma fx. Sigma fx means total of fx. So 444 divided by n. See, here it is a discrete series. N means capital N. Capital N means total of f. See, if you take the f total, you will get 520. That's why I have written the total 520 at the beginning. So you just need to substitute the values in the equation. So you will get 7.7769. And in simple words, it means the average distance traveled by 520 villages was 7.7 miles. This is how you have to prepare various cases. Next question. Find out the mean of the following distribution. See, class is given. Whenever class is given, it means it is a continuous series. It is very easy to identify a class series. And number of students are given. Here you need to find the mean. It is quite simple. First of all, you need to prepare a table and write down the details given in the question. First of all, the class has to be recorded. Here 0 to 10, 7 to 80. So it has to be recorded in the mark side. After that, students is given number of students and it is considered as frequency. It is very easy to identify x and f in case of a continuous series. And actually here marks, it is not the actual x, because on the base of this class 8, 10 to 20, we can't use that class in the computation part. So in order to use for the computation purpose, you need to find the mid value of each individual class. It is very easy to find the mid value. You just need to add these two values, divide by 2. That is 10 plus 20 divided by 2. 10 plus 20, you will get 30. 30 divided by 2, 15. And we know what is the mid value of 10 to 20. It will be 15. For this class, it is very easy to identify the mid value. But in some situations, some classes, it will be like 19 to 29. How you are going to find the mid value? In that case, you need to take the equation. The equation is you just add the lower end and higher end divided by 2. Here 0 plus 10 divided by 2, that is 10 by 2, it will be 5. So this is how you need to find the mid value. Here 50 plus 60 divided by 2, you will get 55. And by simple analysis, you can find the mid value, but you need to remember the equation. So once you have find the mid value, it is similar to the computation of discrete series. You just need to multiply these two columns, that is known as fx. Fx, you just multiply these two values, you will get fx, and you need to take the total of fx 4000, because the equation for finding the mean in case of a continuous series is arithmetic mean equal to sigma fx by n. Fx total is 4000. 4000 divided by n. Capital N means total of f. So you get 40. So this is how you have to prepare or find out mean in case of continuous series. And right now we have discussed main examples relating to individual series, continuous series as well as discrete series. So just go through all these cases, understand the concept, try to work out different problems or cases. We will be discussing further cases that comes under arithmetic mean in the coming session. That's all for today. Thank you.